What's up, SNA Assassinators? I'm back here with another SNA podcast video, and this is the Monday Night Raw review video. And we're going to be talking about uh, uh, what exactly went down on the post-show episode, like just like 2 days after the very chaotic Elimination Chamber event that we just witnessed this past Saturday. And yeah, like they'll keep showing the replay when John Cena turned heel like probably 3 different times on the show. Like with first was with the fans' reaction. Oh no, first it was like the opener, like onto what just happened, like onto the little recap vignettes, like what just happened on the pay per view, and then second was with the reaction of everybody on social media, including on YouTube, and also the third one was in a different type of language. I wish I remember, but I totally forgot right now. Like I was getting everything ready for everything like prepared for the podcast. Like there's so much to overwhelmingly to remember. Like, but anyways, yeah, we got that. Like, we got like 3 different versions that they showed like of the shocking event because yeah, it's been exactly 22 years since the last time John Cena was in this heel run in a heel before going babyface, like when he got over with his Doctor Thugonomics character. But yeah, and also we got a couple of very decent matches. We got one shocking match, like at the end, which you will not believe what just happened at the end. Even though I wish it should have been like in a different type of result, but something tells me still the plans are still going to be in. The plans are going to still be in that specific direction for WrestleMania. But anyways, and we also got what else? We got some what's it called? Some build up to a showdown at the showcase event on the other championship rivalry, and we got some teasing of a mid card championship WrestleMania showdown. Hoping there's gonna be a multi man match, but again, hopefully that we can see the returning Warrior of the Celtics, like, will come make a huge return and be a part of this program, and much more. We're going to be talking about here, and make sure to to hit the like button if you're interested into this channel, and to subscribe and the post notification bell, like for more of my videos, and also check out my other channel at SNA Entertainment. And if you like that as well, you can also subscribe on here. Thank you very much in advance. But here's where we got That's where we got they were live in Buffalo, New York tonight when they were at the Ace Arena, if I'm not mistaken. But but that's where after they showed the recap of Elimination Chamber, they immediately went to the first thing like of a segment, which was with CM Punk with him immediately just zoom in the building, like in his SUV, like in the garage, like and he just went straight to the arena, like right through the gorilla position, and then after they start showing all the wrestlers, including Io Sky and Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, like coming in the building, and this is what they showed like earlier in the day, like with what's it called, the American Maids, Creed brothers and Ivy Now was getting prepared for their respective matches with the Creed with the Creed brothers getting prepared for their match against the War Raiders for the World Tag Team Championships. While Ivy Now got the Women's Intercontinental Championship tonight as well. And let me tell you, like it was kind of predictable, but at the same time, like very intriguing to see, considering like the fact of Chad Gable was going to be reacting to, like, after he comes back from learning the arts of lucha libre, the black arts of lucha libre to be the exact. And let's say he finally found the guy that he went to train with. Well, he stumbled the guy that has associations with the guy that knows the black arts of the style of wrestling. But this is where we saw a pissed off CM Punk came out. This is where he started knocking everything over the barricades, the cart of the Prime Energy drink, because it reminded him too much of Logan Paul, and the sign that had the Monday Night Raw logo, because the guy that just turned heel like just won the Elimination Chamber match, and he's totally frustrated about it. And now this is a complete nightmarish moment. This is where it's like, it's supposed to be a lot of fun for me and you guys, like. And then this way, And this where CM Punk's like, I don't give a damn. I'm about to get us canceled on Netflix right now, like because he's so pissed off that he did not win to main event WrestleMania or either of the manias. Like since he didn't win the Elimination Chamber to face Cody Rhodes for the title, this is where he's like, this is where I. This is where I was about. This is where I was getting shocked. I was getting 2011 vibes, like from his infamous pipe bomb back in that day when he was roasting the company of saying like it's been nothing but a sugar honey iced tea show, like and it's getting way out of hands. Like, and he threatened to leave WWE as soon as he wins the championship. In his future match against the same guy that won last 2 nights ago's Elimination Chamber match. And that was for the exact same title Cody Rhodes is holding on right now. But it's where the CM Punk did continue on the promo. Consider it of a state of a union address. We're on the board of WrestleMania, and he's like, and then some people try to politic their way of getting what they want, which we all know who he's referring to. It's an obvious statement. Don't take a genius or an expert to know who's he referring to, and also, like I was wondering, like, was it scripted or was it unscripted? Like with him just coming up with this promo on his own, because he's known to be the most controversial man in professional wrestling for a good reason. But I'll say he kept his profession with him, or professionalism with him. But at the same time, like it seems like if he created this promo and he and this was not like probably not permissioned by the company, but it's where the CM Punk did say, "Allow me to address like my enemies. Like since this is my name, it's CM Punk. Like that means like everyone that means that's everyone that's I say that name. Like he's like come on, like who's the first target tonight with him? Like give me a name that you want to talk about." And this is where fans are giving the names, which we all know what the answer was, like which is the action figures of my nephews, that two of his favorite wrestlers. Well, I'm not sure. Like if he knows that there are heels, like that, I'm not sure if he wants to to see them again, because they're the bad guys. But this is where we got Pat McAfee hilariously shout out the final boss. This is where then CM Punk is like, all right, let's start off with the final boss. Like, and this is what fans start saying about this. This is what this was like a rock, like since that you're not very fond of hearing that name right now. This is where CM Punk's like, yeah, the rock, like this is what you said, like, yeah, this is where he started continuing to explain himself. This is where CM Punk's like, yeah, speaking of that, man, where is the final boss? Like, here's where he's like, listen here, Dwayne the Ball Fraud, and this is where then Pat McAfee started like, gee, like, damn, I did not. Like I did not expect him to just go off on him like this. Is where he's like, hey, you think you're one of the heads of the board of directors of TKO? Well, you don't know who you dealing with. Like you are dealing with the best in the world right now. This is where fans are cheering him on, and I was like, man, like where was this this controversial man was at? Because he would have messed both Cena and The Rock, and maybe even Travis Scott up. Like if CM Punk was in that ring, but unfortunately he was selling the him getting passed out by the man that just turned heel that eliminated him at the Elimination Chamber match, and he won the match after that. But anyway, this is where we got CM Punk and T's like it make it making crazy and walking back in 10 years, and I've been crushing through hell to get an opportunity of the big date. And he's like, and you, Mr. Big Life Crisis, just like his arch rival Seth Rollins called the final boss back exactly a year ago. And this where then he said, like when you we're gonna hide behind the fact that you did your bit of stuff. Thank you, Birdie Bird. But yeah, he's like, like I want to consider saying all this, like what's in my mind, right into your face, Rock. And then this is where CM Punk can do like you have not like if you're present. This is what they're going for. Like I'm not gonna deal with your bullshit anymore. Well, excuse my language, but that's what he said, uncensored. And this is where he's like since if you care about this business, Rock, yeah, you will be actually giving everybody, including myself, booze. I never been so desperate and so delusional, like to make a title. And this is where the fans are chanting CM Punk, like CM Punk, CM Punk. And it's like I never been so desperate of where I never have to wear a fake title in order to proclaim myself as the best. Like this would like not to mention the being the people's champions, and then this is where he's like, I earned every championship I held, like whether if it was in WWE or any other company, which which is the company he used to work for, but they don't want him anymore because he's practically banned from that promotion. But anyway, this is where then he said, like, and I don't need to sell my soul either. And then this is where fans start cheering louder, which you should never sell your soul to anybody. And this was like, and that leads to you, Mister former face that wanted to place Cena, like. And this word, and one thing poke fun of his catchphrase, John Cena's catchphrase, that you claim that you can't see me. Well, we can see through you. And this word, and that's where fans are continue yelling him, start shouting like even more louder, like because like they would like to hear their favorite wrestler here at this point, like their most number one favorite wrestler at this time, like tell it like it is. And this is where CM Punk's like you stole something away from me, like that is the elimination check. And after 20 years of hustle, loyalty, and respect, I thought I gave you the benefit of the cap. Like I thought you didn't qualify. Like I thought what you did in the past, like secured your future in the. But that seemed to be but that doesn't seem like that fits into your image no more. Like you cannot fool me twice. Like fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Situation. This is like the hustle loyalty has been for 20 plus years, John. Like now everybody sees what I've been doing all along. Like you've been telling all these people, all these kids, there's nothing but bullshit like The Rock. And this where the fans are just like, yeah, but he did say the BS word twice. But yeah. And that's where it's like he grew up in elimination. He's like, you never see CM Punk or give up on his dream of main event to WrestleMania, like, and to achieve my dream. Like, how about Mr. Doe? Mr. Doe quit or give up? Like, you, like, the only person you give up is on yourself and these people. Like, you gave up all those kids. Like, let me tell you. And he was like, and the jokes are in you, Cena. And I'll see you down the road. And I'll get my hands on the. And I'm gonna get my hands on you and your bald fraud, your bald fraud boss, bald fraud boss. I meant to say, and this was and then I'm gonna make that wish that I never did before. And this is where he ripped unzipped his jacket. This is where CM Punk's like yeah. Now the man of the hour, like the person who currently have all my undivided attention, like little brother Seth freaking Rollins. Like, and this is where fans started cheering. And this is where I was like, and this is where it had me confused with this promo. I'm like, is he gonna be in a triple threat match between Cody Rhodes and John Cena, making this a WWE Championship main event of Night 2 WrestleMania? WWE Championship match, or is he gonna be or is he gonna be in a triple threat match between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, like in a triple threat match that way? Like, it probably all determines like next week because we had a big announcement for the Madison Square Garden show, which I'm gonna get into just a moment. But it's where once he mentioned him by name, you know the rules on 1408, like. That's where the CM Punk to cut a promo, something that your boy SNA would say here. He called for Becky Lynch to come get her man, like, and she's also a man herself, like, saying like you better come get your man, and before I will, like, and before you do, Peck, like, I'm gonna put him in a wheelchair, like, and Seth Rollins, like, you are self-professed, and this is where, before he can even finish his sentence, this is where Seth Rollins came out, and this is where then. That's where he went up and attacks him. Like once before Seth Rollins even got on the stage, this is where they start going at it with each other until finally the referees and the security and the producers were there to stop him. This is where we saw the likes of Kenny Dykstra and what's his name? Was it Jamie Noble or somebody? This is where and Jason Jordan too. This is where and even Jessica Carr, the female referee, was there to break it up too. But nothing was not stopping them at first, so they were just letting each other have it right into each other's heads, like throwing fists. This is where Adam Pearce finally came back and throwing more security guards out there to break them up. This is where at first it still wasn't working. And if anything, Seth Rollins and CM Punk was throwing the security right into the barricade, like how Simon Miller did to that wrestler in the other company, which I'm not sure if I should mention by name by now, but yeah, like this is where Simon was talking about, like, yeah, security guards are useless, the most useless forces in all of professional wrestling. But it's where then they start throwing each other right into the barricade until like Adam Pearce finally got into the rear ends of the referees and security guards to break it up. It's like, all right, like this is enough. Like I had enough of this. I'm fed up about you guys going being so immature about each other. Like and I was saying kayfabe, they're being immature about it, even though they have like a real life beef with one another, like what some say. But they are professional, like of them doing this angle, like the way they did it, and the way they did it, it's extremely intriguing. But it's where the Seth Rollins like, I'm coming after you, and this is where fans are saying this is awesome and let them fight, like which like it's best to book them in a match because it's not getting any better if you avoid each other. This is where fans start cheering like, yeah, this is awesome. And this is where they must be looking forward of making it a triple threat between Punk, like Rollins and Reigns at each other, given the fact that this triangle rivalry started at Royal Rumble, but this hatred for one another, three of them, was like a long time coming from the last 10 years. So of course, of course, this should need to be a triple threat, but at the same time, I wouldn't mind if CM Punk get at it between with Cody Rhodes and John Cena, because not only CM Punk will finally get his dreams of main eventing WrestleMania, like probably at night two, but also like this will be a very well received match, like between the three stars, like and stuff like that. And then, like CM Punk said on his promo, maybe CM Punk was right all along. And this what his pipe bomb promo was all about, like from 15 years or almost 15 years. Give it about a year, it'll be 15 years ago from 2011. Yeah, but yeah. But yeah, this is where we finally saw the fight stop. This is where they went to their advert break. Well, in America, of course, they went to the commercial breaks, which I heard like places like England and other countries outside of the U.S. like does not have a commercial. It says WWE will be right back on their respective Netflix subscriptions. But yeah, but let's move on to the next slide. This is where we got. This is where they show all the kids that were reacting to the heel turn of John Cena, which they were extremely sad, along with the other like the podcasters and everybody on social media that were doing live streams on of their reaction of the heel turn of John Cena of joining The Rock and becoming his champion, or or associate, or whatever you want to call him, of taking down Cody Rhodes, since he didn't take his offer that he offered him of selling his soul, becoming his champion. But yeah, this is where then we got Seth Rollins and CM Punk was still continually fighting, even backstage, until they finally split them up like into separate. But it wasn't the last time we will be seeing them getting into a physical altercation like they did in the beginning of the night. This is where we finally got the first match of the night. But before we get into that, I also want to talk about the Judgment Day when they were in a clubhouse backstage. Is where Dirty Dominic was congratulating his on-screen girlfriend and their partner for winning those women's tag titles about 7 days ago. This is where y'all the best women's tag team of all time. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. I even though I don't give too much compliments to $1 Million Bailey, I would rather see her and her friend be with them being the first ever women's tag team champions. I think they're the greatest, and especially what they did back in 20 as well. And they were double champions. I just think they're the greatest women's tag team of all time, if you ask Super Ninja Austin. But anyways, this is where we got Raquel. That's where the Raquel he's like, thank you. And this is where the Morgan's like, yeah, like, and we beaten Bianca and Naomi, and we did it before we even became champions again. Like, and we. And this is where then we got Dirty Dominic Mysterio even talked about, like, he's sorry that she didn't became the winner and the number one contender for the women's world championship to win back her title. But this was like, it's fine. Like, all right, but this is just the beginning of another redemption of Liv Morgan and the Judgment Day family. This is where she was continues. And this is what. It is when Morgan's like, well, I gotta get ready to find my way back into the women's world title scene. How about in the meantime, you, Raquel, go after for the women's intercontinental championship, huh? This is what Raquel do. Yeah, perhaps you're right, Liv. And now that you mentioned, I'm gonna keep my eye on Liv. And, I mean, on Ivy and Lyra. This is where Finn Balor then congratulates them as well. Say, like, you are new champs, and this is where we got to thank you from both Liv and Raquel. This is where, but the Elimination Chamber thing, nothing went well. He's but I'm I hate to break this up. I need to say no pun intended because Braun Breaker totally embarrassed both Carlito and Dominic last week, and this was then Dirty Dominic said me got embarrassed you were the one, you had a chance to save us with a he was you were the one that was supposed to save us. We were the one with the chair in your hand. But guess what? You still got scared and you backed down from Mr. Breaker. This is where the Dirty Dom's this is why I told you we need an extra member. This is where Finn Balor's no, he was still dismissing it. He's no, the Judgment Day just fine like it is. Let's not play the blame game here right now. Maybe I need to deal with Broad Breaker. Now I'm gonna start that tonight. And this is where Liv Morgan was all right, sounds like a perfect plan because it's like what you say. If we listen to you, Finn, we win. And that's where then Finn Balor then thanks her. I think it was in a sarcastic manner. That's where then he went up and do that. You don't know. And it's where then Dirty Dominic Mysterio asked about why did Jay attack Naomi? Yes, Birdie. I peed in the toilet. I won there. You did? Good job! Yay! I can do that when you poop too. Yes. Okay, you're starting to be a big boy now. I did it. Yeah! Just remember, and if you need Uncle Julian's help to take you to the bathroom, no, I can go fast. Okay, you can go fast. Okay, no problem. Just ask them. But if you need any help or anything to get the help you need, you did that good. And then in case you need to do the two, let Uncle SNA know about that. Okay. All right. I'm glad to hear the great news. Yeah, thank you, God. But anyways, that's where we got praise God. And anyway, we got Dirty Dom asking questions about Jade Cargill. Why did she attack Naomi instead of Liv Morgan? That's where she's I don't know, and I don't care. Her chuckling, and laughing, and you shouldn't care either, because that's their business and not ours. Look at the bright side, everybody knows that we're the innocent ones, which that's true. And then this where then they dismissed that, and then they're oh, and that's where then they were back being in their gross loving mood. But anyways. And about that, that's where when she was, and I'm gonna give a little bit of a spoiler about when Kathy Kelly tried to ask Bianca Belair about her, about the issue, the situation. Is where Bianca Belair's I don't really want to talk about that right now at this moment because that's something I need to discuss in a later date. When I do talk to both Jade and Naomi, which some tells me she's gonna be talking to Jade this Friday because they're not gonna. They're not just gonna leave it like it. They're not gonna leave it at that. Something, especially something that's been something major in the women's division in WWE. I don't think they're gonna just leave it like it is, and not have any explanations on why did Jade Cargill attack Naomi. Unless she knows that Naomi was the one that attacked her, she's gonna probably let Bianca knows that when Bianca try to ask questions why did you attack our best friend, which Jay Cargill would deny her being a friend of hers. Whether if she's still friends with, depending if she's friends with Bianca, she's definitely not. Because why would friends do not turn their backs on their bestie how Naomi did. But anyways, I'm gonna get into the in a different video for a different day about that when it comes to detailing on my predictions. But anyways, this is where we got Gunther coming out because he had Otis because he just fought Akira Tozawa last week, which it was a very impressive match, even though he did not win. But it showed WWE showing that they still see something in the Alpha Academy member. But this is where we got the other one was in the ring already with him not having an on-screen entrance. But this is where Gunther started laughing you're Like you're telling me, Otis, that you're in the same category as main event Jay Uso, and Pete, and you, you, are you yeah, the one thing I do see in common that you have with main event Jay Uso is a people pleaser that try to be a clown to everybody's entertainment or entertain, yeah, right, yeah, and they're like. And he's like, and that's my sacred ring. That's what he said, that you're standing in, and I point out this was, and then he's like, and he point out that saying the reason why they're cheering him is because they like him, and this where then and this where the fans start saying oh whatever, if that's the whole point of us cheering for him because we like the guy, and this where then and that's what Gunther's like. I know that the reason why they cheer you is because they pity you and they feel bad about you. I'll say that may be true, but at the same time, not because they feel sorry for him that he's not a good wrestler, it's for the fact that he's not getting any fair opportunities. And I'm saying this literally and in kayfabe. But anyway, this is where we got Gunther's yeah, and this is where Gunther didn't ask him, asked, it had been have he looked himself in the mirror this morning after he got up, and this is where Gunther's last time I saw myself in the mirror this morning was while I was holding, I was still having the world heavyweight championship around my waist like I am now. While you're still looking for a belt that fits you. This I believe this was a fat shaming joke. Let's hope we don't get criticized online for him making this remarkable statement. This is where then we got. And when I say remarkable, I'm saying in a very questionable, not rather than a compliment. But anyways, this is where Gunther was this is where, but however, Otis kind of found this as a compliment when fans started chanting Otis. Is where he started wiggling his belly around forward and back. This is where he's and this is what I'm talking about. But I tell you what, I'm gonna teach you something about respect right now. I believe he was making fun of the older boss, the old boss that used to run WWE with him, when he fought CM Punk, when he was in that street fight match back 13 years ago, say, I want to teach you something a little about respect. And he jumped right on right over the announce table and attacks the Second City Saint. But that'll be a different story. That'll be for a different story, for a different video, for a different day. But this is where Gunther did continue his promo saying, I'm gonna make another statement on the road to WrestleMania, and before he even finished the statement, completely, this is where he boots him right in the face, and then he said it, and then where he started stomping right onto the midsection. Is where the referee immediately called for the bell because both men are in the ring. This is where the referee's like, all right, you had your fair shot of getting your cheap shots. This is where Gunter tried to go for a chop. This is where he was getting hit left, right, and left. And they started just hitting some axe handles right into the back of Otis. This is where he goes for a splat. This is where he got Gunter, kicked him right in the gut. This is where he goes for a headlock. But this is where then we got Otis then dips him right to the left, go to the right. This is where then Otis then they'll try to hit a shoulder tackle. Gunter tried to hit one bigger, but Otis is letting him shoulder bump, see if he can bring him down, but he's it's I thought, he can't bring me down. That's where he tried to go for again in the bottom. The only way that he start nearly falling down is when he gets booted right into the left side of his face by the ring general himself. This is where then he goes for another boot. They made him go flipping and fly right into the bottom part of the ring. This is where we got Otis. Otis fell and started crawling. This is where then Gunter's like, yeah, I thought he got him right off. Right down on his knees, just like he needs to be. And that's where that Maxine Dupree was shouting for Otis to get back in the ring he still got this, which he did. But this is where we got Gunther start slapping him right into right in the back of his head. This is where he grabbed him onto his hands. This is where then he tried to go for a power slam onto the ring general. Yeah. This is where then he picks him up. This is where he tried to go for a fallaway slam. This is where he's sick it, and this is where he's boom. And this is where Otis yeah. He claims that I'm not in his level. What am I doing to him now? Even though this was just the beginning, but still, I cannot doubt Otis not being a world champion or any singles champion. As long as he getting booked into the right direction, I think There's nothing to worry about with the Alpha Academy member. The one thing for sure is that WWE see him as a future star. Maybe not right now, but there's probably a reason why they didn't release him or anybody else on the Alpha Academy. It seems like they're going to be a promising faction that's going to unexpectedly get some success, even if it's going to be in the mid card division. But anyways, this is where then Gunther then started kneeing him and kicking and putting him on the right left side. That's where then Israel fans are cheering for Otis, like if he was this man been Jay Uso. This is where Gunther hit another right hand to him. This is where Otis got triggered and I like to see you do that again. This is where Gunther does it again. This is where Otis is like, oh yeah, you're asking for it. This is where then Gunther tried to go for a boot, which he managed to bring him down. But the thing was like that he kicked out at 2.4, was it? This is where we got. Yeah.
I made it.
You're what?
I made her a hairstyle.
Made her a hairstyle? What the heck? Okay. I'm so done. But he really made you into a hairstyle.
Yeah.
I'm so done. But it's where we got the ring general Gunther. They try to go for a sleeper right onto Otis. This is where Otis then immediately intercepted him and hit a back suplex to him. Something that we would never thought that was going to happen. We thought he was going to be the next victim of Akira Tozawa. But the thing was, but let's say that did not end up happening. This is where we got Otis. Then he started wiggling his hips. He tried to go for a kip up, but this is where Otis then go kicking up. This is where then wasn't Gunther go for a knife edge chop, but this is where Gunther he was like, nope, that's not. That's not gonna hurt me. This is where then he start going for again. This is where Otis start doing the wiggle in his hips and belly dance. This is where he try to go. Gunther try to go for another chop. This is where Otis then let him know that he's not those guys over at the other company that he puts on his envy list. And this is where then Otis then rip off his shirt when he did the last time. This is where then Otis then slaps him like if he is. But I could be like one of those guys. Then be Envy King. This is where they start chopping him right to his chest. This is where Gunther started fighting back because he started getting triggered and getting ticked off because he just don't like it when everybody hits that maneuver, except unless if your name is Rick. But this is where then Otis then try to go for a clothesline, but this is where then Otis beats him to it and knocks him out with a clothesline. This is where Otis throws Gunther right to the bottom left side, hits a big splash. This is where we got the former Raw Tag Team Champion that spin Otis spin Gunther around and hit him with a body slam. This is where Otis like, oh yeah, and this is where then he was on fire. This is where he splashed onto the Royal Heavyweight Champion. This is where it's a spinning back elbow, and I'll say the way they booked him in these matches, Gunther in these matches against Alpha Cap, it making him look like if he's still the Intercontinental Champ, but at least the Intercontinental Championship, he looked more of a main eventer, which that's the whole reason why he got upgraded into this position of being World Champion in the first place, because of his work as Intercontinental Champion, dropping it to Sammy back in last year WrestleMania. But it seemed like he got downgraded into a mid-carder the way things were booked. I'm sorry to say that. I'm going to have to point that out. And for this being a really good match, I still would give it about the blue ribbon of the night. But anyways, we got Otis then going for what they call the caterpillar. This is where then he goes for an elbow drop. Boom! And this is where then he tried to go for a pin. The referee counted 1, the referee counted 2. But this is where the Gunther they kicked out at 2.8. And Otis is like, are you sure that was 2? This is where the referee's like, yep, I'm positive. That was close. But this is where Otis, everybody can't tell me about right, Chris. Try to go for a spot, but Gunther moved right away, right on time, hit a middle drop kick, makes him fall right down to the ground. This is where he tried to go for a Gunther bomb, but he had trouble picking him up. This is where Otis picks him up and hit a back body drop. And where Otis can try to go for a clothesline. Gunther was thinking the same thing. This is where they started to knock each other out with the clothesline. But with Gunther then slicing his arm with his own arm, and this is where then Gunther started hitting some clotheslines, chops. But once that didn't work, he went right to the top course. He finally brought him down with a devastating boot. This is where then we got Gunther then picks up Otis. This is where it looked like about to hit the like a sleeper Gunther bomb, but he decided to go for his dangerous, probably lifeless clothesline. But once he tried to go for a pin, he still would not put Otis down for the 3. Actually, it was at 2.7. But this was Otis that this was the Gunther to try, I believe, put him out for good when he finally got him in the Gunther bomb. This is where it gets the 1, 2, 3, and it was indeed a guaranteed. And yep, that rhymes, but I just did it reversingly where I usually would do it. So yeah, it's double true. But so yeah, blue ribbon of the night, and I hope that everything will change like drastically huge, like because it seems like Gunther is himself is even clueless. When like where his path is gonna be leading into after his feud against Jey Uso. But let's hope it yeah he can do they can do a real big huge reset on his status is like in this main event division like go back to what they should have done like after he won King of the Ring, then have him beat Damian Priest like which he successfully did, and after his feud with Randy Orton, like he should have been somewhere like been treated like into a main event rivalry, like with a whole with somebody that he has history with, in whether if it's in WWE or outside the company, like in his independent days. But yeah, this is where we got Gunther to continuing to go for a sleeper on the Otis, but this is where characters out try to cover for him. But he ends up getting snapmare flipped right into the right side, and this is where he gets Gunther bomb by Gunther, like right onto Otis. This is where then we got him to pick it up. Otis, where luckily main event Jey Uso came out as soon as the like right after the the fans start chanting yeet yeet yeet. It's really baby Jey Uso to went up and attack him. It's like something unusual. Like, especially when we try to come for the save, but Gunther managed to boot Jey Uso. Got right on top of him, trying to hit the right hands, but Jey Uso flipped somebody over, started beating him with right hands. This is where the referee's like, I need some help, I need backup. And then this is where we got main event Jey Uso going for a spear right onto Gunther. This is where we got Jey Uso like, yeah, that's what the yeet about. And this is where then he picks up the World Heavyweight Champion. Fans were cheering him. I was like, I sure hope this is the payoff, like to him actually finally winning that belt because because he they because he definitely needs to become world champion, or else what will be the whole freaking point? Like if he's not going to be winning that world championship. But after he did that and stand up tall over to the ring general, this is where we got 8 Town Down Under. Then came out and attack him because what Jey Uso did to Grayson Waller. I wouldn't be surprised who was the guy that told the other that they need to attack him and get some revenge just because he attacks them. But it's where then they start just beating him up, like just just like if he's still in the tag team division, which I believe that was probably an insult to Jey Uso. But it's where they're about to hit their front and forward discus forearm strikes right to the head of Jey Uso. But Jey Uso ducks out of the way, smart move, and the 8 Town Down Under nearly hit each other with their forearms until Jey Uso hit a super kick onto Austin Theory right when he turned around. This is where we got Jey Uso then start going for right hand strikes, and then this is where he hits the he's spat on his hand like if he's like his cousin, the final boss. Go for the spear. And this is where then Jey Uso like, yeah, I can beat anybody, like even if I am outnumbered. This is where Gunther tried to put that in the test and say, oh, like can you beat me? This is where then we got Jey Uso was getting nearly passed out and fainted by main event Jey Uso. This is where we got. This is where we got. This is where we got. Yeah, Gunther that put Jey Uso to sleep with the rear naked choke. This is where we got. This is where he was just completely just knocked out. This is where Gunther then was standing up tall, like holding up this World Heavyweight Championship, and I hope that's going to happen on the Go Home show on WrestleMania Raw. Well, I'm not sure if I can 100% guarantee that will be the case, but but Gunther then was standing over tall, and it depends like how many weeks away is the Go Home show. But this is where they showed the vignette of Rhea Ripley like was was a dominant woman, and she beating everybody except for Io, and that's what Io Sky even reminded her in the vignette with these two. And I praise WWE for I'll say going with the storyline like yeah, Io Sky like beating her constantly in their NXT days. And we're gonna see if it has changed or not, like here on the main event of Raw, which yeah, let's just say it was totally out of this world. It was completely unexpected. Like we did not think this was ever going to happen. But who do you predict that who's going to win the women's world tag team? I mean, women's world championship, not the world women's world tag team championship, because they haven't invented those yet. They only just have the WWE women's championship. But speaking of women's championships, this is where we got the women's intercontinental championship that was up next between women's intercontinental champion Lyra Valkyria taking on the female member of American Made, and that is Ivy Nile. But this is where to start advertising in the city of Buffalo. By showing the camera on the outside. Yeah, it's probably on the airlines. This is where they showed like the whole city of it. This is where we got. But once they got done with the probably the second or third advert of the night, this is where we got. This is where they start advertising the what's called the events like for UFC and the Monday Night Raw just a week after WrestleMania, and that's going to be in the best city of the United States, and that is Kansas City, Missouri, which yeah, hopefully you see your boy SNA there, but that's a different video for a different day. But this is where we got this is where we got light. This is where we got the light heavyweight fighter and a UFC Hall of Famer, Clade Guida. I think it's Guida, which I believe he's Italian, if I'm mistaken. Hopefully that doesn't sound very insulting. But this is where we start holding a golden version of the golden replica version of the WWE Championship, with something that you're something that like a certain a big nosed dog that's made entirely out of mayonnaise that raps a lot and maybe even have some of the green stuff that he loves puffing, but little often passes because is the he is the certified G of when it comes to smokes. But we're gonna talk about that in a different video from a different day. This is where we got Kathy Kelly to start asking questions backstage with to AJ Styles about the reactions to John Cena and The Rock, and especially with John Cena turning heel, like yeah, about what's his reactions because this was the second time they showed showed the vignette of what just happened last 2 nights ago. This is where then she like, what was your reaction on the Elimination Chamber? This is where AJ Styles I was like, wow, like I did not see that coming. That's for sure. Like just like we all been saying from this past weekend. Like, and this is where AJ Styles was saying it sounds exactly like us. And this is where he's like John Cena, like selling out of us, like. And this is where the Karrion Kross did start pointing out the obvious. Man, it's clearly shocking if you think about it. And he's like, right. And then this is where we had him look like about to hit him with the cross jacket, which or it looked like some kind of an ADHD friend, like of AJ Styles. Hope it didn't sound offensive, but I'm saying like he just jump out of nowhere and attacks him like. Right, it just seemed unnatural, if you ask me. This is where Karrion Kross like you know what I mean. This is where AJ Styles like, first of all, get your damn hands off of me. This is where then Karrion Kross I was just trying to be friendly, like you, I see your frustration, like in your new generation, like you want to get in the proper space. And he's like, and we're not just talking trash here. We're just pointing out the logic. This way, just like stop with all this nonsense. Like that's just good dance routine of yours. What, like, and as for your information, secondly, like, I like I'm not gonna sell out like John Cena did, and it like especially to you. And this was like maybe the W Universe like needs a little bit of a reminder on who AJ Styles really is. If their fans are cheering their loudest, like if he CM Punk, this was like how about like next Monday when we go to the NYC in Madison Square Garden, like like I will call out Mr. Logan Paul and again. And so I like see if he can back up that trash talk that he likes to speak. He's like, as far as and he's like, and as for like, would you in this good versus evil conflict of you being the devil on my shoulder? Like, well, like, like, God knows all the evil ways, and this is where then he walk right out, like with him not buying any evil deals. This is where Kerry Cross like, yeah, that was too easy, huh? And this is where I was like, yeah, like if you're talking about your case of you trying to give him an offer that he cannot refuse with this proposition of letting go of his inner demons, like release, like yeah, which was probably the wise move that AJ Styles declined any offers from Karrion Cross. Like yeah, unlike what John Cena did with The Rock, like after soon after Cody Rhodes told the final boss to go, well, to himself. But anyway, this is where we got Lyra Valkyria then came out like after Ivy Nile, which I don't understand why they didn't have an entrance for Ivy, even though they need that much time they want. But they had plenty of time. Like, and if anything, they were a bit early than usual when it comes to their broadcasting. This is where we got Lyra Valkyria. They went right trying to go after what's her name? Trying to go after what's her name? Actually she was trying to go. Lyra Valkyria was about to go directly at Ivy, when she only got part of her because she was attacked by the female member of American Made. This is where then we got her dipping right to the right and to the left. This is where we got Lyra Valkyria trying to go over hip toss. This is where we got Lyra kicks a punch actually Ivy right to the midsection. This is where we try to go for the back foot maneuver, like with her having her leg over the back of the head of Ivy now with her lifting Ivy's left arm up, like that certain bearded dragon man that loves saying the word yes. I did the Randy Orton, but Randy Orton go for close. That's what Ivy now did. She must be a Viper fan. This is where we got Ivy to try to hit some right hands right into the face onto Lyra Valkyria. This is where we got what's her name? Like Ivy then picks up Lyra. This is where she dips right to the upper left to the bottom right. And then she hits backwards like, that was extremely painful. And, 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 and I can't. No, Ivy, it was Lyra Valkyria. This is where she started hitting her with plenty of moves, and the offense side hit her with missile drop kick being one of them, and a hip suplex, but they only got her 2.2 count. Lyra Valkyria's like, okay, like that's no feasible issue. This is where she hits the dive right on a suicide dive right onto Ivy Nile. This is where Valkyria throws her back in the ring. Then we got the Valkyrie goes up right into the upper left corner side. It's where then she's about to hit go on the top rope after pushing Ivy Nile off, but this is where she ends up grabbing, she ends grab by her, going for a powerbomb and a dragon screw that made Lyra Valkyria's leg start what they call starting to get twisty and very they brutally attacked on, I guess you could say, which I wouldn't be surprised if she got her legs crushed in probably at least 10 or even 15 pieces in different locations. But let's move on to the. But it's really got Ivy now is there. Snap man, where she got. Ivy now trying to go for a triangle choke. This is where Lyra counted into a pinfall, which is a schoolboy, which is the most devastating move in professional wrestling. This was try to go for another try. This time a backslide, but he only got her a 2 point. Was it like 2.6 count? Was it? Yeah. This is where we got Lyra Valkyria then going up right up in the top rope. This is where she got hit with a right elbow strike. This is where she got Push right off, right into her face, right into off the middle rope. This is where she tried to go over her crossbody. But it's where we got Ivy Nowden tried to go for a fallaway slam. Like after after Lyra Valkyria tried crossbody her, but that didn't fail. This is where we got Lyra Valkyria for it, turned into this pretty impressive body switch power bomb by with Ivy now still standing. She still twisted her upside down and hit her with a power bomb that way, which I thought any kind of wrestler, even if they're from Japan, would even do that maneuver. But this is where we got the Irish woman started going for the clotheslines right onto Ivy now, like if she was her idol Becky Lynch. This is where after she hit the couple of clotheslines, she hit the roundhouse kick, then go for a knee to the face, and followed up with a step up in Sagiri. This is where we got Lyra then picks up Ivy. This is where then we got Lyra right here trying to go for a tornado DDT, but this is where we got Ivy now countered it into like a suplex, was it? Yeah. It's then her back first right into the middle of the ring. This is where we got the referee counted 1, counted 2, but Ivy now still kicked out at 2.8. And this is where we got Ivy now. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, that was not a 3. This is where the referee's like, yeah, it was. Like, I just counted myself. But this is where Ivy now try to go for a pin on Lyra try to go for again. Yeah, Ivy. But this is where she kick out at 2.1. This is where we got what's her name? Lyra Valkyria go for a coordinated neck breaker, then follow that up with a picking up right into her shoulders to hit the one winged Valkyrie, was it? But it's where we got. But it was getting, but she got countered, but her twisting her leg is where Ivy now did hit probably the most weakest shove, like when what's her name was down her knees to Lyra, even though I believe she was trying to do her job like to do the maneuver, but a shove like that's not even a move whatsoever. But that's where we got what's the name? That's where Ivy now tried to go for a power bomb, but she was having trouble doing. But this is where she managed to get the hit, but this is where she did not manage to get the 3 count. This is where Ivy now didn't act quickly because she started going for an ankle lock right onto the former NXT Women's Champion. This is where we got. This is where did she grab onto the current Women's Intercontinental Champion, go for an ankle lock. This is where did she try to reach for the rope break. This is where then. At first, she was having difficulty. Like, this is where Lyra back here, like, no, I'm not. Sure. I'm not tapping out. This is where did she, even before that she was reached for the ropes, this is where she managed to did grab onto the rope over over it. This is where on the apron. This is where the referee's like, all right, she caught grabbing the rope. That means it's the rope break. This is where she started, and this is where the referee started counting. The referee starting to count to Lyra back here to stop, or else she. Or not, I mean, to Ivy now, but she'll be DQ'd is where we got Ivy now to try to go for try to escape, but Ivy now try to put on him, put in a suplex maneuver, even German suplexes. That's where she meant to do so, even with Lyra back here trying to hang on to the ropes. This is where we got. This is where we got Ivy now. Runs right to the upper right corner side. This is where she try to go for a big boot. But this is where Lyra Valkyria they go for a zigzagging backbreaker right onto. But that's where we got Ivy now got her with the on the shoulders, hit her with the Nightwing. 1, 2, 3. Lyra Valkyria retains her Women's Intercontinental Champion, and your winner is still the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria, and a big congratulations for the performance and her talent defense. And who do you think is going to be competition for Lyra Valkyria for her Women's Intercontinental Champion? And most importantly, do you want to see them dethrone the Valkyrie? Let me know down in the comments. But moving on, we got the next slide. And that's where I was like, yeah, that was a pretty good Women's Intercontinental Championship match. which kind of controversial to give out my opinion about the championship matches and comparisons. Is against the silver trophy of the night, considering the fact that. But yeah, this is where we got. This is where they got the sponsorship. We're into turbo tax and WTK25, which they announced all the latest elements onto the game, where they said it's gonna be pre-ordered this Friday on the 7th. And along they did talk about their Evolve show as well, so they had something to talk about as well. But this is where we got. But this is where we got Jackie Redmond finally got the talk to Seth Rollins, but even though it was just 5 seconds, once he name dropped CM Punk, what about can you explain about about the about the disagreements that you have with CM Punk and Seth Rollins? But this is where Seth Rollins went immediately attack CM Punk. This is where CM Punk started fighting back. This is where the security and the producers and referees trying to make sure that and they don't do any unforgiving physicality with one another. This is where Adam Pearson's like, how much time I have to say I seen enough, enough, get Seth out of here, or get Seth out of here, and you get Punk out of here as well, because we're not gonna turn it into a dramatic. Well, it was like I'm trying to think, but yeah, like. But yeah, this is where we saw the announcement, when Seth Rollins said, I want to fight CM Punk no matter what the cost is. And this is where he's like, I'm gonna make sure that I ruin every single dream of his of main eventing WrestleMania. So what is it gonna be? It's gonna be him or me that's gonna be on WrestleMania. And that's where there's nowhere to turn now, for Mr. Pierce. Because he's because this is because Elimination Chamber was just a month before anywhere for WrestleMania, and this is where we got. Oh yeah, this is where we go. But this is where Adam Pearson there was here's where he finally made the announcement. This is where Adam Pearson's like, oh, you really want to give up your life just to prevent CM Punk from getting his dream of main event WrestleMania? And this is where he's like, yeah, I've died to do this. And this is where Adam Pearson's like, all right, like, if you want to see CM Punk so badly, how about next week, since we're gonna be in Madison Square Garden, it'll be you and Punk inside a steel cage, and it is official. And then this is where then he's and if you don't leave and if you leave my side for until next Monday, yeah, the only thing you have to do is leave my site and Punk's site until next Monday. And if I ever see you back here before in the next 7 days, the match is off. And this is where Seth Rollins are smiling, yeah, I got. And if I was getting wild one, yeah, you better accept this offer because this is a take it or leave it situation. You're not sure when the next time you will get a shot at Punk, and it is what gave me an idea. How about we're gonna be doing WWE have announced that we will be in DBC and Roman Reigns gonna be making appearances week after week after week, right? So here's my theory. How about during this match with Seth Rollins will be just minutes away to finish off Punk, we hear a certain theme music dun, 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 oh, dun, 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 dun. It'll be none other than Roman Reigns. This is where and he comes back. He gives a very deafening stare to Seth Rollins. And whether this helps Punk win or maybe even win or even what's it called? He's gonna be reading the winning or Like, yeah, like he just this is gonna Roman Reigns gonna come in, he's gonna attack him, and maybe even Punk. This is where we can see like maybe this could turn into a no well that like this is gonna turn to a no contest, I guess you could say, and making this make this triple threat match between these two Reigns like happen that way. But let me know, assassinators, in the comments, who do you want to see in the pinwheel? But let's move on to the next slide. We got. But before I continue, who do you think is gonna win, Punk or Rollins next week in the steel cage match? But we're definitely gonna be seeing some probably some likely some controversial. But yeah, basically, yeah. Let me know in the comment section right down below who's gonna escape the cage as the successor. But let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about um but it's really showed the Buffalo Bills player that was in attendance, which was Keon Dawkins. Like like a Buffalo Bills offensive tackle was in attendance with a custom made WWE Buffalo Bills championship. And this is where we got Ludwig Kaiser in the ring because, a week ago, he defeated not only Pete Dunne, but also Penta in the triple threat match, even though he pinned Dunne to get the win. This is where Ludwig Kaiser started bragging about it. He's like, yeah, this is where Ludwig Kaiser's like, yeah, like I'm still here, like, especially last week, I'm standing in the ring and that's where then he's shouted what he wanted from the fans is all their gratitude. That's where then he like for me, Ludwig Kaiser, like and he was like, thank you for keeping the attention warm for me, Penta, because it was my rightful thing to take right back. And then this is where the fans are like, what? And then this is where Ludwig Kaiser is like, I'm taking my and the and only the attention that Penta has for the last few weeks is the last week that I've been deserving for such a long time. And this is where then we got literally kind of like, yeah, like, yeah, y'all could go and boo all you want. Like, see if I can. This where then we got the fans are boo, like, boo, like you are terrible, and but not in a wrestling way, but in this persona. Like, yeah, he just played a good heel. Like, just like a couple of my fellow YouTubers said, he looks like a guy you just freaking hate in general. Like a man that you would not like to be hang around with. Like with him looking like a horrible scumbag, I guess you could say. That couldn't even be friends with a other with a 5-year-old. But this is where we got Ludwig Kaiser. It was like y'all need to be honest to yourself because you all know like Ludwig Kaiser is what he says he is, and I'm like, well, maybe what you say is true. So I guess Ludwig Kaiser is like a future star. Like I can't deny that fact, but the fact that he's not there yet, like I wouldn't be bragging if I was. I mean, heck, even if he already is well established, like I just don't think that it still would be a good idea to do with bragging. And then and then Ludwig Kaiser told the fans he's going to be a future world champion, whether if the fans like it or not. And then Pat McAfee's like, okay, I guess that's well done. It's well received. This is where Ludwig Kaiser like, and as for you, Penta, if you think we still like we have some unfinished business, like if you think that we then for you, Penta, like you think you have unfinished business, like I would Like I don't know, reconsider that, which I don't think it's because I don't think it's just because of him winning, given the fact that he used to hit knife edge chops when he used to wrestle for that other company that's from Jacksonville. That Gunther has a full list of guys from, like, yeah, which I believe he was giving them a warning because of that, rather than having any issues with him. But this is where we got Luther kind of continues like how about like it is like, and what I'm about to do to you, Penta. Well, that everybody would say that say what John Cena did to Cody last Saturday has nothing on me. Like nothing is prepared like what I'm prepared to do to you, Mister Zero. Like I know they call you a man that does not have no fear, which that translates to what you say, Zero Miedo. He's like, let me tell you, people out there, like after Ludwig Kaiser is gonna be done with you, Pint. He's like, you don't know exactly what fear is gonna feel like. Like you hear me? But this is where we got the lights went out after he asked him, can you hear exactly what he said? But this is where Pinter came out and yeah, because he was calling and saying his name about probably 332 times. This is where the Pinter finally came out like with his entrance, it's where we got Kaiser going for a clothesline. Penta ducks out of it. That's where he then go for a slide Hurricane Rana onto the onto the former the former other company's tag team champions. Let's hope I can come up with a better name, or should I say the the man that has zero fears. Like this better. This is where we're about to hit him with the zero with the Penta driver. But Kaiser somehow escape out of it. This is where he runs right to the top corner side onto the apron. This is where we got Penta try to go for an attack, but this is where Kaiser hits a forearm strike right to his face. This is where we got him try to go for an attack, but Penta counter, go for a super kick in the midsection, hits him with a sling blade, and bulldog, like if he's still on that other company. This is where Penta then flips right to the outside when he gets flipped right over by what's his name, Kaiser. This is where then he This is where we got Penta to go for overhead scissors. This is where he flipped him right to the outside to the left side. This is where Penta was like, yeah, I zero miedo. This is where then he goes for a springboard, goes for a clothesline, knocking him out into the left side. This is where that's where Penta did the Cero Miedo. This is where then he runs right to the right side. That's where then he goes for the cannonball right into the up the top rope. This is where he landed on the Kaiser. Penta's like message sent. And then this is where then Ludwig Kaiser was looking at him very envious more than his leader Gunther would be doing right now if he was in the program with the man that has no fear. And what's your thoughts on this latest feud with Ludwig Kaiser against Penta? And do you think that WWE's been listening to your boy SNA, like for him to do that? Like, given that he used to been a wrestler for the other company, and he used to do chops all the time, and they must have heard me on one of my podcasts with trying to say like he's in a certain number on the list of hitting the knife edge chops, which that's an unforgiving move that Gunther's gonna be reacting to to guys that use that maneuver. But this is where we got Kathy Kelly then start interviewing Bianca Belair. First she was talking about Jade and Naomi, when she did say like she's not gonna work. But the one thing she's gonna talk, Kathy Kelly also congratulated her before saying anything else. This is where then she was like, I'm congratulations, you were the survivor. You were the winner of the women's elimination chamber match. Earn yourself a shot at the women's world championship against either Rhea or Io. This is where once Bianca said she really don't want to talk about the issues between Naomi and Jade. She said she does want to talk about her getting ready, like she's gonna see her. And that's where the Bianca Belair saying like I'm not like focusing on what my friends what happened between my two friends. Yet that'll be a different day. Like once that's gonna be when we situate that. But this is where she was like, but like I'm gonna to focus on my win tonight and see who I'm gonna be facing so I can be prepared against him when I get in the squared circle with him like like in a month and a half away. Like which that's probably like 4 or 5 weeks from now. But anyways, that's where we got 4 or 5, maybe 5 weeks. I'll say give it about 5 weeks, if not 6 weeks. But anyways, yeah, maybe about 5 weeks away. But this is where we got Bianca Belair. But for now, yeah, this is where then she's at. Like, Like it's just like we got EO Sky on one hand, she's one of the best in this division, and then we've been battling out over the past couple years. Like ever since when the last time I was women's champion, and we got Rhea Ripley, like when one of the most dominant women in this division as well. You got both we both were rising from the top from ever since we got called up to the main roster, and that was 100% true because they both won their first main roster titles in the same weekend, which that's very impressive, I guess you could say. And yeah, they've squared off a couple of times in their NXT days, but this time it's gonna be a dream come true only if Rhea Ripley does retain. And the way she gave praises and compliments to both EO and Rhea is like it's something similar to like another women's wrestler that used to wrestle in WWE. Perhaps they know anything about Bianca. As a matter of fact, they probably faced her and I think she actually did made history with the EST. Yeah, I mean so. But anyways, yeah. But this is where we got them advertising the main event. This is where we got, but before we got into that, is where we got the Creed brothers coming out because they're gonna get a shot at the women's. Not the men's world tag team champion because there's no such thing as the women's world tag team champion. Even if they want to go after for those belts, which we all know that's extremely impossible and in plenty capacities. But before we anyways, before we continue, the Valor Valkyria match was very good. I would say give it about. That's a tough decision. That's a very tough question right there. I'll say why I should give it. What was better? Maybe the Vira versus Ivy Now match gets the silver trophy while the bronze go for the tag team championship match. Sorry for Gunther and Otis, even though they was very good, but at the same time, it has made Gunther less of a world champion and less of a main eventer. Like the way that they booked him in the match, but maybe if they booked him better, he probably would have gotten hired and maybe it would look like a main event, which some might say this should not be a main event match, which I'm starting to agree. Maybe this should be like an opener of either night 1 and night 2. Like if they are going to have a main event with Johnson against Cody Rhodes, and then we got CM Punk main event the other night. If he's not going to be main eventing like for the WWE Championship match. But this is where we got. But yeah, while they start talking about like John Cena turning heel, like including with their international with their international fans reacting online. This is where they did a little vignette about like with Chad Gable showing a certain guy on the picture, even though they didn't show the front of it, they only showed the back of it. The way they did the production on the segment, which he asked everybody in the street saying, "Do you know this guy?" Is where they were like, "No, like we didn't see him until he'd seen an older, like somehow like a wise like martial artist like man that looks like a karate master." Then stopped him. This word, and he told him like this word, and he said like he has a lot of associations with this guy that he's trying to learn the black arts from, which I was like I'm wondering if this is still the guy I think it is, but the thing is, the guy that looks like a karate master was too old to be this guy that not trying to say in a disrespectful way, but this guy looked a little bit like too older and totally different. Even if he was this guy's age, that I'm thinking that could be him. Like I don't think he'll have a much different appearance if that makes sense. But yeah, I know Chad Gable's like That's where it wasn't. That's where this match is like. You like. That's where I start telling about like stuff. I see him like he knows exactly what he came in here in the alley for. That's where he's like. And that's where the chat game's like, oh, you're gonna be like, are you the one that's gonna help me defeat those luchadors? That's where then he was like you cannot yeah, you cannot fight what you don't understand. You got to become lucha. You got to become if you want to beat the lucha. This, this was Chad Gable's like, okay, like I traveled far away, like to learn something. So come on, do anything with do anything for me to so I can train off of so I can learn how to defeat the luchadors that I'm trying to defeat. Basically, this where then that's where I got a brick like a little like a brick a box shaped brick. That's where you got been offered. This where the Chad Gable about the grab. This where the master pulled it away, saying like you got to pay your payment first. This where Chad Gable giving him some probably like half a dozens of hundreds, which I would assume like $500 or $600. And then they're like, you're like, yeah, now you got a full power of your full understanding. That's where the That's where he took some out of the box, which is probably contains something like lucha related stuff. But the thing is, like, if it has anything to do with this black guy that everybody's talking about that used to wrestle in WWE, like will this have anything to do with him? And do you think he is going to be training him? Like, despite Chad Gable might be going into this lucha persona, which kind of sounds a bit too cringy than watching it, than seeing it generically on a video game, like on a My Rise mode. Like, I guess you could say, like, with your character trying to fight the likes of Rey Mysterio or somebody, then they're going to be trying to become the luchador, like if they want to, in order to beat luchadors. But that's where we got a backstage interview with Ivy Now saying that two last week to Kathy Kelly saying that she gonna be the women's Intercontinental champion while the Creedbird beat them the world champion. I'm like, yeah, like good luck about that. Good luck on that. Like in your dreams because it looks like this not it's definitely probably not y'all's night because like considering like what happened with Ivy and Lyra, but this time it's with Brutus and Julius against Ivar and Eric. But yeah, but once they got the titles raised up in the air, this is where the former NXT the two former NXT champions start clashing. With Julius Creed and what's his name, Eric start going at it. This is where we got Julius that's in the right up right course. This is where we got what's his name, Eric and Ivar. I mean, Ivar Eric just started to try to go for forearm strikes, but this is where we got what's his name start dodging. Julius Creed was it? This is where Julius Creed started shoving what's his name? Eric. This is where he speared him down, paper rolled him right until he got to the bottom left side, and he went to the bottom right side. But he ends up getting tagged back first, right onto Julius, where Brutus started hitting some left, right, lefts, and double fists. This is where we got Brutus to go right at the top rope. This is where he tags in Julius Creed back in the ring, but Brutus starts stomping. But this is where Julius starts double teaming, stomping them. This is where we got. This is where we got Julius was like, how you like that, huh? Like, tell me. And this is where we try to go for a pin, but Eric then immediately kicks out at 1 even. This is where we got what's his name? This is where we got Julius then tags in Brutus. This is where then Brutus then grab onto Eric. This is where he did try to go for a suplex, but he ends up getting body slammed by Eric. This is where Eric goes for a fist bump tag. This is where then Ivar gets tagged in. This is where he got going for a clothesline. This is where then Pat McAfee shout out a happy birthday to Ivar. Telling the fans that are unaware that it's a special day. Like so, like going to wish him a happy birthday. You can do it in any shape or at any time, any place. Like on this day, like which I'm not sure what age he is, and maybe it's for the best. I don't know what it is, and with lucky guessing or know it personally, but this is where Ivar then what they call it, like then somehow like went right through a close right through the two clotheslines, like if it's a Big Mac 18 wheeler going right through a couple of caution signs that says of the closed roads, I should say, like the closed roads, like the road construction sign that says closed road, like if it was that, and this is where he goes right into the right corner side, then go for a springboard back elbow with with his flip, like if he's your boy Super Ninja Austin. The only difference is he has his elbow, not to step up in security, but this is where then we got then Ivar tags back in his partner Eric. Here's where Ivar gets thrown by Eric right into the upper left side, along with a big forearm strike by Eric. Then Ivar body slams. This is where and this is where we got Eric then body slams Ivar right onto what was it, Julius Creed, which he landed right onto him. This is where they did their fist bump, like war gesture. That's where they did it again, but this time it was a tag back in Ivar. This is where we got what's the name? Julius Creed needs him in the midsection. Irish whip right to the right side, but ends up getting reversed and getting Irish whipped instead, like if it is WWE 2K24. But this is where we got. And we got Ivar go up right in the top rope. But this is where he ends up getting drop kicked, like into a gentleman's drop kick kind of position. This is where then he knocks him right off. Which I'm surprised that Ivar was still standing after, or got back up from getting kicked off the top rope and landing hard in the concrete. This is where we got. This is where we got both the Creed brothers throws the War Raiders members right to simple steel steps. And this is where we got Julius Creed and let their master Gable know that they're going to bring home the tag titles to American Made. But this is where we got the partial powerful. Well, actually, it was the full powerful force and all of professional wrestling. And as the commercial break, but once you got done with the adverts, that's where we still got the Creed brothers are still on top. They must be fan favorites from or Power Force must be a fan of these duo. But once they hit the double suplex on the Ivar, Brutus Creed goes for a pin, but this is where Ivar immediately kicked out. This is where then he picks him right up. This is where he gets an elbow right into the head of Ivar, but Ivar hit a right hand right back it, and then a back elbow right into the Julius Creed. Then he goes for a leaping leg drop right onto the sat down right on top of Brutus when he did. This is where he tried to crawl and go for a tag, but Julius tried tagging Ivar. This is where he pushed him right off. This is where he tags in Eric. This is where Eric started going for some forearm strikes right onto the Creed brother. This is where then he it's spine bust back exploder suplex with his arm twisted. This is where Julius Creed tried to go for the attack, which he found insulted like by him attacking his own brother. This is where he gets Uranagi slam, however, by Ivar. This is where he gets. This is where we got Julius Creed and try to go. Try to throw him right into his own corner in the upper left side, but this is where Ivar turned the tables around, hits a big knee strike, and this is where Eric's screaming like it's a war time. This is where he started shouting war, 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 and that's where then he was good after these war chants. Is where he gets him with the knee strike and then starts screaming at him, you're down, and this is where he goes for the fist bump. Tag right onto Ivar. This is where then they're about to hit their former finishers, the Viking Experience, which is probably now their wrestling, their tag team signature moves. But this is where, it looks like they're about to retain, but at 2.7, however, they get immediately denied by what's his name? Julius Creed, was it? Is where we got. This is where we got both Eric and Ivar go for a double choke slam into a power bomb kind of hybrid maneuver. But this is where somehow Julius Creed then flip right out of it, take a page out of his former mentor when he was known as the Diamond Mine on NXT, which I'm not sure if I should mention him by name, due to him being at the other company. But he hits his signature knee strike right into the face of Ivar. Or was it Eric? I think it was Eric, and then Ivar tried to grab him, throw him right to Julius's own corner, but it's where he ends up throwing him instead, like with Ivar hitting shoulder first right into the post. This is where we got a spin around belly to belly suplex by Julius Creed. This is where he tags in Brutus Creed. This is where then he hits Olympic slam right onto Eric. This is where we got Brutus Creed and hits a 450 splash right onto the War Raiders, where he tried to go for a pin. They nearly became World Tag Team Champions when Brutus Creed tried to go for his pin attempt, but still, what's his name? Ivar still kicked out at 2.99999999999 double triple nine miles point away from being three. Brutus then tags in Julius's brother. This is where Julius Creed then try to pick up Ivar and Eric. Eric in the 5-minute show. I just made a huge mistake. This is where he tried to go for an attack, but he ends up getting elbowed by Eric. This is where then we got Julius and stop the husband of Valhalla to go up in the mid ropes and try to go for a fly, fly, but here's where Julius Creed hit the forearm strikes, but he ends up getting denied with a big old right forearm of Eric's very own. Here's where Ivar tags himself in the match. But what Julius Creed did not know of, like that what's his name was already tagged out. Eric is where, but he immediately tried to go for a suplex attempt. But it's where he kicks out. What's his name? But it's where he kicks what's his name out on the apron, Ivar. But it's where once he tagged it. That's where once he got done with the halfway suplex on the Eric, his brother Brutus tried to go for a moonsault, but he ends up missing Eric out of nowhere. That's where we got. This is where Ivar to go up right up in the top rope. This is where he tried to go into the what they call the right into the upper left corner. This is where he's trying to go for a moonsault. This is where then we got. This is where Brutus Creed smartly move out of the way. This is where we got what's his name? That's where then we got. That's where we got Julius Creed. Then went up right in the top rope in the upper right corner side. Like look similar to that certain Beast Man. Like. And also, and also Billy Kidman, to give them a run for their money for their version of the Shooting Star Press, because they put their knees tucked up, and then bring them down, once they hit the loop of the backflip. That's basically what he did, just like Kidman and that Beast guy that's kind of getting sued right now, and the reason why he's not in WWE, I guess I should say. But yeah, he immediately did exactly that. Is where then we got Pat McAfee even said like pulling a Kidman, referring to from the former WWE veteran. That's where then that's what Pat McAfee said for a second there. It looks like that Billy Kidman was out here, which that was a perfect commentary line from the former Indianapolis Colts punter. But this is where we got. This is where we got what's his name? Julius Creed picks up Ivar. This is where he starts screaming, what you gonna do now? You ain't gonna do nothing. This is where Ivar boots him right in his face, boom, he knocks him out. This is where he then cartwheels right into his partner Eric, which Eric then tried to go for a big clothesline, but this is where he ends up getting sideways spine buster into a cartwheel of Julius' very own. This is where he tags in Brutus. This is where then this is where we got the electric chair electric chair Brutus bomb that's probably made in America, of course. Which let's look in the logic of that statistic, because we were watching them when they were in America, and also they are from the all from the free country. I guess you could say I double phrased there. But this is where then we got Eric then threw Julius right to the outside on the left side. With Ivar, they just crushed him left for dead into a crossbody. This is where he goes up in the upper left side, gets tagged in by Eric. This is where then they hit their with that war machine maneuver, whatever it's called, with them popping up, picking them up and popping them and trying to throw them right to each other. And then with Eric at the end catching them into a German suplex position, lifting them up. So Ivar can go for the springboard clothesline of it, which I believe the War Machine is where he gets the 1, 2, 3. And the winner of this match, yeah, and still the World Tag Team Champion, which I believe Chad Gable is going to be very disappointed when as soon as he comes back. Which some tells me in the next week or two, like yeah, that'll be the case. Whether if it's at Madison Square Garden or when they go to their European tours, if I'm mistaken. But yeah, either one, like yeah, some just tells me, yeah, Chad Gable's definitely not gonna like this. But this is where we got but yeah, let's talk about yeah, which I think my theory is about like what's his name, Chad Gable. I think that we could like once as soon as we see him on back in television, like you'll be well trained by this master of the black arts. This is where then he'll be like he could be very disappointed at them. We're going to point that out with the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile will be very frightened. But the thing is, like this is where Chad Gable like not like no relax like I finally found somebody that could. Like I finally found somebody that put me in the better direction, and he can do the same for you. And this is where we can finally see the debut of this particular guy that used to probably wrestle at the other company, but just gotten released due to like them not don't know what to do with him creatively in that side of the pond. But anyways, Assassinators is where we got they showed the other probably the third most highlighted thing on the night, which was the street fight like between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, like with them even like with Kevin Owens like doing the spot like from 3 years ago or almost 3 years ago when he fought Stone Cold Steve Austin in that no holds bar match in WrestleMania 38 in 2022 at Night One's main event. But this is where like once he tried to go for a chair, Sami Zayn dodges out of the way. The chair bounces and ricocheted right into his face. Like that again is where they show them like beating hell each other with some stuff like with broomsticks, tables, trash cans, which that's a dirty dom. I mean, that's what Matt McAfee called dirty dom. I totally forgot to tell you, assassinators that he's like with Pat McAfee comparing the trash can Sami Zayn was using as Dominic Mysterio by saying like he's beating the hell out of his best friend Kevin Owens with Dominic or Dirty Dom because he thinks he is the complete piece of trash. But anyways, this is where we got they're showing them like doing everything that they can to put the other out of commission. That's where then we got. That's where they show like Kevin Owens pulled a CM Punk, even though he's not really much of a fan of the Second City Saint, but he sure as hell acting like one, acting like him when he did that to Jeff Hardy back 16 years ago, put a chair around his neck and threw him right in that exact same corner of the post in the bottom right side. Was it? Yeah. That's what basically Kevin Owens did. Is where he did the pop-up powerbomb like if it was 11 years ago or almost 11, like with him power bombing what's his name Sami Zayn around the apron before beating him. This is where then we got what's his name Michael Cole said you sick bastard, and this is where it looked like you're about to do it twice, but luckily Randy Orton came. This is where they even showed that Randy Orton was going to tease a punt kick, which I hope that's going to lead up into the like when they do fight in the match at WrestleMania, like with Randy Orton try to go for a punt kick, but he finally do it once he gets in the ring with the prize fighter, and then he gets his moment of winning. Even though he probably doesn't need to win, like probably not, but it'll probably be a good payoff if Randy Orton does do it because it's been since the pandemic days, like since probably 2020, yeah, 5 years ago since he did the punt kick, like so, like perhaps like this won't be a bad idea if they do have him go, but that's what they talk about when the last time that we did see the Vipers when he got they got paralyzed by the prize fighter himself, and also like they talk about the latest injury update for Sami Zayn, which I'm not sure if this is legitimate or this is all part of the work. But we're just gonna have to see what the reports are. Like if he's still doing fine, he's just a little banged up, or is he legitimately have some injuries in any way or shape or form? But it's where we got the OWO like with Joaquin Wild, Cruz del Toro, and Dragon Lee. Then send a message to the New Day like it took. Telling them like they should basically telling the New Day they should be ashamed of themselves of trying to uh trying to wipe out a legend such as like Rey Mysterio. This is where then Rey Mysterio stepped in and let them know that he's back. And he said like a couple weeks ago they should have finished it. They should have ended him like before. They should have ended him and finished what they started like at that time instead of being cocky and trying to put me out of trying to put me out of my memories. Just put me out of my misery in a very most humiliating way. But it's what Rey Mysterio like no matter like because me and my protege Dragon Lee, we're gonna challenge you two in a tag team match. And it's not gonna be any ordinary tag team match. It's gonna be a tornado style. And yes, next week in Madison Square Garden, we're we're gonna be seeing these two go at it like in a tag team match. But But that's where, like, once they got done with the powerful force and all of professional wrestling on the final time, this is where then we got Finn Balor coming out to call out Braun Breaker. This is where the Braun Breaker was right into the audience at the bottom right side. And this is where Finn Balor's like, and he's bragging about he's untouchable, and he can take that title from him anytime that he'd like to do it. This is where Braun Breaker just shaking his head like, oh, really? This is where Finn Balor like, yeah. Now you may be a little bit smarter than you look. Like I gotta give you that credit. Like up there, hiding behind Jackie because like the first time, like you step in the ring and yeah, he was in the he was like on this high level and literally and figuratively like interview like with Jackie Redmond. That's what Braun Breaker was doing until he got immediately interrupted when Finn Balor called him down from the ring. This is where the Finn Balor continues like and that's where then he was like instead of being up there with Jackie, like a coward, like how about you get in the ring like me? We're here with me without no like dogs barking, like with him shouting and looking directly into the fans' faces when he said that. He was like, and no dogs barking, like or something like that. Is where then we got like it is like how about WWE? Like mama beat you dead on. And this is where Braun Breaker like, is he really talking to me, or is he just pretending to, or is he just pretending like just to entertain me? But this is where he's like, okay, but I'm gonna take it as a threat. This is where then he came out there and tried to go after Finn Balor. This is where the unpredictable badass came down. I guess I believe they're turning him back into a baby face because at least at this in this storyline. But let's hope it stays that way for a while because it's starting to get a little bit over because there's nothing that WWE can do to stop the fans from barking. Even if he was the one that sold the soul to The Rock, like I believe they still wouldn't be like stop doing those bark chants. Even if they know the difference of him being a heel, like I don't think that's gonna stop that fact. But this is where that's simple fact, of course, but it's where we got Carlito coming out to try to save him before he even got in the ring when he got over the barricade from the audience. This is where but he sent them right to the exact same barricade. Dirty Dominic didn't try to get over an attack, but it looks like Finn Balor's point and statement was correct. Like it seems like that they cannot take down Braun Breaker like anytime, any place because when they do a sneak attack, it still goes haywire and backfired. Which that should be a new catchphrase I should be saying. Like when something does go backfire, I say haywire and backfire, which it almost rhymes. But it's where we got Finn Balor. Then that's where Finn Balor goes for what they call a sling blade. This is where he does not go for a right hands right to the face onto the current Intercontinental Champion. This is where he trips over what's his name Braun Breaker. This is where he started proving that he is you should listen to this guy. But then again, I'm not sure if that should be like a phrase to say when you're not really winning much often. And also, yeah, but I'll say But like they kind of doing a pretty good job making Finn Balor look like a guy that doesn't need some allies because he is the ally himself. Like to take down to fight his own battles. It looks like he's gonna be doing this. Like if he wants to fight Braun Breaker, and but the sad thing is about the Judgment Day, it's starting to be more weak. Like they're starting to make him look more weaker, even though it's against a guy that's damn near a main eventer. But still, they should have had some kind of credibility of bringing some offense in onto the current Intercontinental Champion. But once we got Finn Balor turning around, that's where he immediately gets nearly choked out by Braun Breaker. When it's that, oh, you think that's going to keep me down for permanently? Yeah, do you? And this is where Finn Balor was about to take it back, but too late. This is where Braun Breaker grabs up onto him and hits him with the gorilla press slam, slamming him right into his back in the middle of the ring towards the left side. This is where he rolled out of the ring. This is where then Dirty Dominic brought him back. This is where Michael Cole was predicting that Finn just got split in half, where that sounds half as worse than what his longtime best friend and his other Judgment Day ally, JD McDonough, said. And this is where fans start chanting Carly sucks, which we all know who Carly is. I guess none other than Carlito as well. This is where then he did the two hands on each, the two fingertips to the head, like on each side, salute to the remaining members of the Judgment Day. Saying all right, I will see you guys next week. This is where he hits a big devastating spear onto the Caribbean Cool. This is where then, I believe Finn Balor and Dirty Dominic were trying to hide their breaking character moment, but once the camera showed, this is where they went back and started showing the frown faces. Like with them, they showed halfway. They showed a smile, which I understand what's up with them smiling onto that when their Judgment Day ally that's loyal to them, like from the past 12 months, just got speared. But let's But it's really still showing some other elements from for next week's Raw, like when AJ Styles called out Logan Paul. This is where we got what match was gonna happening on next week's Raw. I think it was like CM Punk and Seth Rollins and Steel Cage where this is where the show main event Jey Uso against Grayson Waller, because this is like a little temporary feud until like we lead things up into higher heights, like for main event Jey Uso against Gunther and what's his name and like for the tease of the split between A-Town Down Under, like of Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. But something just tells me that they could do a tag team angle with A-Town Down Under and Gunther could team up against Jey Uso and the Alpha Academy, which probably be a pretty interesting showdown, but probably in the next week or two. I sure hope they fall through on something like that. But well, let's move on to the next slide. That's what we got. This is where then we got Otis and thank Jey Uso for coming out and having his back. This is where then I believe he wished him good luck. This is where then main event Jey Uso then. I know he's like, yeah, like same goes to you, big man, big daddy. And this is where they give the handshake and hug. This is where he's like, yeah, like I appreciate that too. And this is where the Jey Uso then was about to exit out like the building because to go to his next stop, which is probably gonna be on his way to the northeast, like for Madison Square Garden. No, he's gonna be like going just like about just a couple cities away from him, like probably going down the southern, like from compared to where they were already at. They were on in New York, in Buffalo. But this is where before he can even make it out to do the exit, this is where we got what's her name? Kathy Kelly started asking about like his chances of beating Gunter, like what the fans think and everybody still doubting that he's not gonna win against Gunter, which I would disagree with them on that. But this is where main event Jey Uso was getting a little bit frustrated and emotional. This is where he was like and that's where they tell him like he's not have a little bit of doubt, he's a little bit of emotional. That's where he told him like everything a little bit is where like I'll do my life like it's the wrong time for anybody. And that's why I hear all league like he just can't do it like that when we go by like that like not only doubt like that like that only doubts like everybody else that thinks so, but it makes me doubt myself. Like I just can't see it. Like I have my back to the door, like I've been suffocated by a game. He was like, I feel like I'm only against the wall. Like I'm like feeling suffocated. Like if I'm in one small cross space like that, there's no air. Like I'm about to suffocate to death. Like I believe it. This is where every time I start speaking in a sentence, like it's like and this is where the fans start chanting the yeet chant. Like if it's the what chants that Stone Cold Steve Austin started like over 20 years ago, which I'm surprised it's been a few weeks since the last time the fans started chanting what to the heel fans. To the heels. Maybe they thought Kurt Angle was going to be in the room, so they don't want to disrespect the Olympic gold medalist. But the thing is, he haven't made an appearance probably in I don't know when, like 2-3 years ago. But anyways, it's where we got main event Jey Uso and can do it. Like, give me give me 10 weeks. Like, and this is where he started quoting the 24 Psalms like of the Bible, saying like I walked into the valley of the shadow of death and I fear no evil, like something like that. Yeah. And this is where then he had to say like, hey, he's gonna be telling everybody like including the ring general, like referring him as the Oos. This is where he's like, and he's let him know that he's crashing out on him at WrestleMania. And he's like, you caught me to sleep tonight, like and then you just woke up a damn beast out of me. You're gonna be making you have second guess questions about who is the most dangerous man in the Hawaii family. Basically, that's where you like you like all he was like, it only takes one word to make this be a life changer, and that's where he did the little what's it called while doing the little growling sound like this where he did the catchphrase, which is the yeet. This where then fans did along with him. This where then this is where we got what's his name? Jey Uso then left the building after that. But this is where we got the main event happen, like which was the women's world championship match, which started out with Bianca Belair, then came out because she is the number one contender for the women's world championship. And whoever wins this match will get to face the EST herself, which she came out before. And I apologize, this was probably the second last powerful force break, like until the show goes off the air like on the social stream, I guess you could say. But this is where I'm gonna tell you, this is where we get the match started with them after showing Io Sky like it's her video game appearance character on WWE 2K25, and this is where they got started like after what's that Alicia Taylor introduced who's the champion and the challenger, of course. And yeah, thank you so much for complimenting your boy SNA's review video. Like that means the whole world to the assassin. But anyways, this is where but this is where we got Waistlock, Rhea Ripley start off with. But this is where Io Sky then goes for a headlock. This is where then we got Rhea Ripley going for a shoulder tackle, outsmarting her like when Io Sky was running to the right corner side. This is where she snapped at her with her face in the ground. But when she went right into the bottom corner side, this is where she went right to the top corner, hit a missile drop kick on the back of her head. Like if it is a WWE 2K game, if not SmackDown versus Raw, this is where we got the Eradicator picks up Io Sky. This is where we got Rhea Ripley talk over back suplex. Io Sky counters out of it. Goes for goes slide flip up to a roll up. This is where Ripley kicks out of it. This is where she hits a big old right hand. This is where we got the WWE's residential mommy. Then throws goes Sky right to the left side. This is where she try to go for a clothesline. This is where she dodges out of the way, go for a sunset flip. This is where then she goes for the pin with Jessica Carr. That was calling the action. Go for a one and almost a two, but only got a 1.9 count until Io kicked out of it. This is where we got Io Sky ducks out of a clothesline. Rhea did. This is where she tried to go for Hurricane Rana, but Rhea Ripley re-catches her. This is where Io Sky tried to go for another one, but this is where Rhea Ripley's like, no. And this is where the Pat McAfee read Ripley's mind because he starts saying that like no way no way Io Sky say like, and this is where then Rhea Ripley tried to get back up, but she gets hit with a roundhouse kick right to the head. This is where then we got Io Sky. Then they was like, all right, like this is where did she try to line her up into the right corner side. This is where I was like, hopefully she's not gonna go for that Meteora move because like first of all, it like shouldn't she be doing that into the corner turnbuckle areas, not into the rope corner areas. Like, but this is where then we got. And I was like, and second of all, like I just know somebody that does it just a tad bit more better. Like, no offense to the genius of the sky that claims you don't have no friends, even though she have one in particular, which it is Dakota Kai, of course. But this is where we got. That's where fans are they're cheering for Io, like if she's the only baby face of the night, but they're both baby faces, like both her and Rhea Ripley. This is where we got Io Sky try to go for 619, but this is where Ripley countered out of it. This is where we got this is where Rhea Ripley then pulls her down. This is where she puts her on inside the apron, trying to put her foot out of the apron. Let me say, the apron rug. This is where she starts swinging them around like right to her head, like if she's that former certain Swiss guy that used to wrestle in WWE, but now he's over at the other company, being brainwashed by the disgusting Cincinnati water. Which, if you know what I mean, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But Rhea Ripley then picks her right up after hitting her with her version of that swing and hit her with a suplex and back first. This is where we got the final powerful force and all of pro wrestling came on, which was a commercial break, like until the show went off the air. This is where once that was done, this is where they got back in the ring. This is where we got Bianca Belair for some reason was rooting for Io, like because she would rather prefer to face her instead of Ripley for some weird reason. I'm not sure what to explain about that. But and the way she speaks highly to her, like this, like it seems like if she's the only baby face that's wrestling the match, like I just said, like the fans are chanting for Io for some reason. Like I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think that means that neither of them hates Rhea Ripley. It's just that like Io Sky has been so underrated, and and it's her time to become women's champion. Like, and if she wins this, she becomes a Triple Crown Women's Champion because she won championship in NXT, and then she won on SmackDown, which was the women's champ. And if she wins this on Raw, like this will complete it as become a Triple Crown Women's World Champions. But this is where we got Rhea Ripley then go for the upper left corner side. This is where Io Sky leap dodge right to the left. This is where she hits her with her right hand. This is where the Io Sky goes up right in the top rope. This is where then we got. This is where you hit the middle missile drop kick. This is where she goes for a kip up. This is where she goes for a handstand and a flip to go for a kick off right back again. This is where we got. This is where then we got Io Sky. Then went right to the bottom right corner side. For some reason, that's favorite spot. Even that other women's wrestler that is a champion, even though it's not like a world champ, even though it's not exactly a world champ, even though she's been establishing the belt like one, but yeah, it kind of reminds me when she does it. But that's why I start shouting that Io Sky has nothing on her. But this is where then we got this is where like once Io Sky misses the Eradicator, this is where Rhea Ripley kicks her right into the gut. Then she goes for a double knee, go for a knee to the face. This is where we got a clothesline by Ripley. This is where she goes for another clothesline. Like she's that certain anti-diva that used to wrestle in WWE, which everybody is speculating that she could be coming back very soon since she has been absent from the other company. But the thing is, like, is her contract expired? Like that's the only one thing you should be speculating. But it's where Sky to go for a wheelbarrow roll up. This is where she hit the double foot stomp that made Bianca Belair went round of applauding, like which I was like, hopefully she don't be accused of being so biased. Like considering the fact that the fans were doing it too, like now. And if it was a fan that was criticizing Bianca Belair doing it, that kind of make them a hypocrite. But anyways, that's where we got these two ladies that definitely were definitely the show stealers of the night, which is the reason why I'm giving them a golden trophy of the night because they just show like any time of the show, like even if the women's division in Evolution is not being fairly like balanced with the men's division, like they still would be making this match the best one in the company, I guess you could say. Like even if they haven't main evented a show, like whether if it's on a weekly one, like Raw or SmackDown, or maybe even the PLEs, like they're gonna still make the best of it no matter what. But anyways, this is where we got. This is where we got EO and Rhea to start going like they're on their knees, start going for forearm back and forth, like into a wrestling tennis kind of fashion. This is where Rhea Ripley, the big old right hand, is where Rhea Ripley was getting cheered. This is where then Sky getting cheered right back when these fans just don't want to boo neither of these girls because they want to see they know that it's gonna be it's a guaranteed match that's gonna bring some excitement on who's gonna be winning, like whether if it's Rhea retaining or doing dethroning the reigning defending champion. But this is where Sky try to go for a wheelbarrow flip. But this is where Rhea Ripley caught her before she can even hit or successfully execute. This is where she hits her with a wheelbarrow face buster. Ripley thought that'll be it, like if she's hitting her signature electric chair face buster. But the thing is, it wasn't specifically that move. But anyways, this is where Ripley's like, oh, come on. Like, even though it's not exactly my signature, but it should have been something. This is where we got Sky trying to go for the attack, but she ends up getting shouldered right into the midsection by the Eradicator. This is where Ripley goes for a suplex. This is where then she tried to lift up the genius of the Sky, lift her sky high in the air, but this is where Sky countered out of it. We'll go for a wrist lock, slams that exact same arm right into the hardest part of the ring because she must have been watching World Culture Wrestling, or at least Simon Miller, like on his channel, like for her to do that maneuver, like just slamming her like boom, and it's like like she was like my arm is where Sky then going up right over to the right corner side ropes. This is where she tried to go for the springboard drop kick or something like that. This is where then Rhea Ripley dodges out of the way. This is where then we got Sky try to run directly in her way, but this is where she immediately gets booted right into the face of the interception by the champ. But when Rhea tried to go for a pin, immediately still got the shoulder up at 2.8. Rhea Ripley's like, this girl just don't want to quit. And yeah, who could blame in a way, like in her perspective, yeah, like it's the reason why she's keep kicking out. This is for the world championship. It's not like it's any old non-title match or like any match on the card, like being on the mid card or opener. This is the big deal. It shows that we could be seeing one of these ladies like main event one of the nights of WrestleMania if like they can find a night that CM Punk could main event, like especially if it's gonna be like with Cena and Rhodes, even though they're showing it's not going to be a guarantee that it will be like in that we will be into that direction because he could be in a totally different triple threat kind of. He could be in a totally different triple threat program, like with some other guys that he has beef with, except for the fact he don't have beef with Cody Rhodes. If anything, he's good friends with the American Nightmare. I mean, he was like mutual friends with Cena, but it looks like down the lines we could be seeing a future showdown with these two, like from their past, like from 2011 to 2013, like when they were bitter rivals, like especially when it came for the WWE Championship. But anyways, and it like we're gonna be re-seeing that a dozen years later. But anyway, let's get it move on. This is where we got Rhea Ripley. Then got back up. This is where she was like, okay, like you impressed me with those last couple of kickouts. This is where she picks up Sky, about to hit her with the rip tide. This is where then But it's where then she was about to hit the maneuver. But it's where it looked like this. But Sky ends up countering into a DDT like it is WWE 2K. It's where she must have pushed either triangle or Y of the PlayStation or Xbox and hit a DDT exactly directly right onto the canvas. This is where the Rhea Ripley's like, "What day is it?" Like I'm assuming it's Monday, but it feels like it's Sunday. This is where the Sky then try to get a guaranteed double meteor, which I think she changed her mind and turned to a pump kick. However, this is where Sky then went up right up in the top rope, which I was surprised she didn't went for the genius over the moonsault, but she wanted to go for an elbow drop, like if she's her like a former damage control teammate, I guess you could say, and that is Sky, like a fellow, Japanese women's wrestler. That don't sound offensive, but hitting the insane elbow, which Michael Cole pointed that out, saying like she just hit her with the insane elbow like her best friend Kyrie Sane. But the thing is, like Rhea Ripley still kicked out of that at 2.7. And then it's where then she went from one fellow damage control teammate and fellow Japanese women's wrestler to another, and she started hitting Asuka's finishing maneuver, the Asuka lock, by hitting her with the one arm, like grabbing the left arm of Rhea, and then with her left arm, with her very own, while the right arm grabbed on around the neck of Rhea. She was like tap out, and then this is where Rhea Ripley was like, "No, I'm not gonna tap." And this is where it is where and then with this tribute paying moment, like with was continuing with Ripley. This is where Ripley's like, "No, I'm not surrendering." This is where Rhea Ripley then pushes her right into the bottom right corner side. Then Rhea Ripley then fell off like. Fell down with Sky finally having right where she wants her. This is where she hit the double knees to the face, right into the bottom left side. Like, which I was saying, you still have nothing. You still have nothing on the girl that practically invented that maneuver, even though she's probably not the exact inventor. Because I saw a couple other wrestlers did the meteor before, like from the last 15 years. But like, I'm not going to get into that right now. That don't even matter. But this is where we got Scott and going up right into the top rope to hit her finisher, which is over the moonsault. But this is where we got Rhea Ripley pushes what's her name? Io's legs like right off the top and right into the middle ropes. So on the outskirt part, but this is where we got Rhea Ripley picks her up right onto the top, onto the turnbuckle to hit an avalanche back suplex right exactly on top of the upper left corner side. Io landed right onto her neck like boom, and this is where then Rhea Ripley tried to go for a pin, but this is where she still kicks out at 2.9999999999999 double triple nine module point away from me, which the fans start chanting, "This is awesome!" And chanting, "This is awesome!" And that's why he's getting the golden trophy of the night, because it was phenomenal. These women know how to bring the E in entertainment for WWE. And this is where then Rhea Ripley goes for the prison chamber lock. Like this is where she almost made Io tap, but this is where we got Io took a page out of Kofi Kingston's playbook, even though he's the most hated man in the locker room. Well, at least that is in kayfabe, because what he did to our boy Big E. This is where she flipped right into the bottom left corner area. This is where Rhea Ripley hit shoulder first, right into that side. This is where we got Rhea Ripley going up right back from the bottom. But this is where Io Sky hits a very, I'll say, unusual suicida like sunset flip dive right onto the bottom corner barricade. Like landed Rhea Ripley right down back first in the process. Io Sky kick her, turn her around, try to go for the over the moonsault because that is a guaranteed maneuver. Because she tried to go for the first time, but you know the rules in page 4003. Like if it works, if it doesn't work the second time, the first time, it's gonna be the. If it don't work the first time, it's gonna work the second time, no matter what, unless you're double cursed. But that was not the case right here. This was where she tried to go for a pin, but yet Rhea get the right foot right onto the ropes, like which Bianca Belair couldn't even believe it. She was like she really just got her legs up there, and this is where like the. That's where Sky was wondering what to do now because she hit her with everything that she's gotten, and even if she tried to go for it again, like maybe it would still be the same results. But that's where did she try something? This is where she hit the suicide dive. Like this is where she was like, okay, like I didn't entirely hit anything. Okay, that's everything. But this is where she was like, but hopefully, like this will help me out. Hitting the springboard version of over the moonsault, but Rhea Ripley caught her leg, intercepts her, hits her face first on the hard spot of the ring, which Ripley must watch What Culture Wrestling, of course, as well. Just like your boy SNA, because it features his boy, Mr. Simon J. Miller. This is where then we once he hit her right into the hardest part of the ring, which is the ring apron, and the apron, or well, I think it's another man. I think it's another name that starts with letter A that Simon likes to call it. But she also throw it to one a letter wrestling friends like to another because she would throw it right to Alan the announce table like right afterwards. This is where we got Rhea Ripley got back in the ring before she got counted out because she got the championship advantage. Like this is where then we got Bianca Belair like, come on, EO, like you get in this ring like you because she don't like injustice. So that's where she said, like, come on, like get in the ring. She try to make it fair for EO to get back in the ring so she won't get screwed out of because she was the odd one out. Like since that she didn't qualify, all thanks to Ripley and like allowing Liv Morgan to get an opportunity. But maybe this was a blessing in disguise because she got back in the ring. But this is where Rhea Ripley did not appreciate that. This is where once she took out Io Sky yet again, this is where they start arguing with Bianca Belair. It looks like they have some very bad blood intentions because of it. Like, and it kind of teasing that they're definitely gonna be in a showdown at WrestleMania, no matter what, like regardless. But it's definitely gonna be the case right here at the end of the match because once that case is gonna be 100% accurately true because what's gonna be happening after this argument when Jessica Carr was getting very irritated. She was like, get your hard-headed ass back in the ring, Ripley. Like I have enough of your shenanigans. And you, Bianca, like just be quiet and just watch the show. Like in this, even though you're not doing much, but I forgot what made her trigger off is when Rhea Ripley pushes Bianca Belair, saying like mind your business and worry about fighting me at Mania, which Jessica Carr like that's why, like, with them like pushing each other, this where Jessica Carr, breaking up, that's why I'm saying and with Bianca Belair's like, don't you put your filthy, dirty, like poison hands on me, like this where the referee had to intervene before it got worse. This where she was like. It seemed like she was the referee general like of the league like she was the leader, which she must be like a some kind of a official like a official leader, I guess you could say, of the referees, I guess you could say, because she don't take nobody's mess. Like, and I was like, I see why she's a wrestler. I see why that she's wrestling for Evolve because like maybe it's her like somewhat of her dream, but also like to make her be tough as a referee as well. Like make her be tough, like when it comes to the stepping and intervening with women that are going at it with each other, like and sounding like a sergeant, like into a wrestling boot camp. This is where then she was like, yeah, like I don't want to like when I get back in this ring, I do not want to see no more physicality. And this is where they obeyed with her when she got right at them and this like and made everything straight. And this is where then and then Rhea Ripley's like, this isn't over, Bianca. This is where Bianca's like, yeah, like this isn't over. Like, but I'm not gonna worry about what you're saying. Like, I'm gonna sit here and watch. Like, I'm like, and this is where did she admit, like, I like to see EO winning, but like, and I thought it would be fair, like, so like because she already got screwed enough. I'm not blaming it on Ripley, but just saying like just give the girl a chance. That's where then that's where Rhea Ripley must have shouted something to Bianca that made her turn around right into the arena saying like, oh look, there's your husband Montez. And this is where she was like, where? Because she might have some kind of a secret obsession with him. But this is where Rhea Ripley going right up trying to go for the riptide on the EO Sky. But this is where we got EO Sky somehow shockingly hurricane running out of the avalanche riptide. And this is where the Sky to go up right up in the top row because her MP meter was right back on to hit her with another moonsault. moonsault, which let me tell you, she must have felt the trip. Was that the third time as a charm? Luck, the 3-week clover card, like right when she did that Hurricane Rana, because she soon after hit the genius over the moonsault, get the one, she got the 2, but you will not believe what was next. It was indeed a 3 for the win to become the new women's world champion. And yeah, it seems like it's gonna be Bianca and Io Sky, but looks could be truly deceiving because like first of all, like after this loss, Rhea Ripley's not going to be taking defeat as an answer. Like even though she just did, not so long ago, and she's going to demand either a rematch or be added into the match in some capacity. Like no matter what she needs to do, win like it's number one contender to be number one contenders match or face EO to be in that match, or even Bianca Belair to challenge her to be added to the match. Like she'll do it, which I believe that we could do something like that. And then Rhea Ripley ends up winning, making it a 3-way that way because they showed some future intentions between the Eradicator and the EST, like which it should have been. Which if Io Sky didn't gotten Io Sky was not in this storyline for the women's championship, I would say this would be perfect with Rhea and Bianca. But I think like they added EO in the mix. I think this is going to be still going to be a super fantastic showdown, and especially for the biggest prize, like for the second or at least the second biggest prize that is. Like and me looking at this, I'm hoping that they find find a main event spot for CM Punk because this women's match needs to be a main event as well. But at the same time, like there's only 2 nights, and John Cena and Cody Rhodes look like they're going to main event one of the nights, while CM Punk probably do it with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns on the other night. But let me know how they're going to figure this out in the comment section right down below. Maybe they could do like last year on night 1. They could do like the women's world championship like on that night, or maybe on the opener on the first night, or even night 2. Like how Rhea Ripley faced Becky Lynch last year. Like it was kind of like a main event spot, but it's the opener of WrestleMania. So how about we could do it like this? Like we could, or maybe we got main event Jey Uso fights Gunther at night 1's main event, like for the world. I mean, night 1, not main event, the opener of WrestleMania, while the main event be Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. While night 2, the opener will be the Women's World Championship match between Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and the champ herself, Io Sky, for the WWE Women's World Championship. And at the main event will be Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship. But everybody was shocked, including Bianca, that like he actually did it, which she was very also impressed as well. That's where Michael Cole's like, what a happy ending for EO. This is where EO's got to celebrate something with her holding the championship held high. Which you're like, I did it. Yeah, she definitely did it. Now she's one of the names that finally could call herself a triple champion because she won the NXT Women's Championship, the WWE Women's Championship, now the World Championship in the women's division as well. Like, yeah, like she's like I wouldn't be surprised if she win like more championships, like the women's intercontinental and the women's United States championship as well, to be a women's Grand Slam champion, which I believe her and $1 Million Bailey will be the first 2 to do so. And yeah, no Katie Chips. I'm not like hitting on her. I'm just saying like that's I'm just saying like for the fact like for them being so like what they call dedicated to the women's division. I can say the same with Bianca. Maybe she could be the third one. I don't know. Like it's so many women that's winning multiple championships these days. Like I just like to see them be Grand Slam just like their male counterparts, like the likes of like Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy. Like with them winning all kinds of belts, like tag team belts, world championships, WWE champions, or the United States Intercontinental. Like they won them all. But there's some wrestlers that need to win like United States and Intercontinental championships, which is like Sheamus, Cody Rhodes, and Drew McIntyre, which I can name like a top 5 list on that for a different day for a different video, or different video for a different day. But But let me know about this shocking title change, which I was totally not expecting this. I thought that Io Sky would not give up, and she would pull like a Daniel Bryan, yeah, which I'm not sure if I should mention him considering he's in the other company, but like just saying like in the WWE side, like where he was trying to fight his way twice, like from WrestleMania 30 and 37 respectively, back in 2014 and 2021, like where he was added into a triple threat match between Randy Orton and Batista for both the WWE and the World Heavyweight Championship. When it was unified, like before they turned it into like one big gold WWE logo championship, like it, and like 7 years later after that, we got him doing it again, but this time for the WWE Universal Championship, the reincarnated of the WWE Championship, I guess you could say. Like and yeah, which is now the undisputed championship, like that Roman Reigns held for almost 44 years. And yeah, he got at it when it was him, Edge. It was him, Edge, and when it was like him, Roman Reigns, and Edge, like in that triple threat match. But no, like Io Sky did the unthinkable and the impossible, and this is where Rhea Ripley starts shouting on the crowd like, "You son of a bitch!" Like what? Like, why? And this is where she was getting very frustrated. And now, say, something just tells me either Ripley or Bianca Belair is going to go heel because it's going to be something similar to like John Cena. Maybe we could be seeing Bianca be in the heel role or something like that. I don't know. Like, even though she didn't do anything heelish, but it kind of showed some facial expressions that it could be a possibility. But let me know down in the comment section right down below if you think it means anything or do you think it's just an elaborate ruse, like just for us to hilariously and funly speculate. But yeah, either way, ginormously huge congratulations to the genius of the sky. She totally deserves this, and yeah, literally, like even though I haven't been much of a fan of hers, like with me always keep making fun of her, claiming that she don't need the friends that she been saying in her NXT days, but like that I guess that she either changed her mind or she sounded like a complete hypocrite because she had friends with the likes of Bailey and and Kairi Sane, Asuka, and even Dakota Kai, which she still teams with to this day. But the reason why she haven't been teamed with the likes of Asuka and and Kairi Sane is for the fact that they've been injured for the last month. So that's why we haven't seen them for quite a while, probably since last summer. But but let me know in the comments when we think they'll be back. Something just tells me it might be any time after WrestleMania, even though it's going to be a shame that they're going to be missing it. They're not going to have any kind of moment in any capacity. But this year's WrestleMania is going to be lit on fire for real. Like, well, not literally, but more figuratively. Like saying, like it's gonna be must see. It's gonna be a must see showdown event. Like you would definitely not want to miss. And yes, sorry, ma'am, I will be making the night two and the night one events because it's gonna be so much to talk about. It's so remarkable that I cannot wait to talk about it here on the SNA podcast, like here on my channel, Super Ninja Austin. And yeah, that was my review and my my overall opinion of how many stars it deserves. I'll say, besides about them showing, like he repeatedly showing John Cena turning heel like 3 straight times, even though I don't find that an issue. I just find that like something that you would never thought, like with Michael Cole, even like intelligently described it as the shock of uh, the whole entire history of WWE. Like not even I'll say name somebody that turned heel like in a long time, like besides Roman Reigns. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, it is like the most shock of not only the shock of the century of the 21st century, like, but overall in the history of WWE of this existing for over 62 years of WWE. But yeah, let me know in the comment section right down below what you think it's compared to like of the most shock of the century. But yeah, just leave it down in the comments below. So I would give that Monday Night Raw may not be perfect, so I'll give it the usual 4.5 stars, like because it had me entertained, like including with the likes of with Io Sky shockingly winning, and then we got the teasers of who's the guy that's training Chad Gable. Like, and is it a possible return of somebody that haven't been in WWE in a few years? Or like, what your thoughts on to that matter? Like, yeah, like, and also like some like the shock of John Cena turning heel, like when everybody couldn't believe it, like and even WWE showing like videos I've been posting on social media with kids that are crying, like they like John's like I don't like John Cena no more. Like kind of sound like what my nephew would say, like if he watched what Cena done. But yeah, me and my brother, like, couldn't believe it. Like, we were shocked. Like we thought this heel turn would never would happen. Like, yeah, at all. Like, especially now, like when he's retiring, like, like it showed that WWE showed like you should never put a limit on anything. That's one thing for sure. But yeah, like hopefully that Cody Rhodes has some allies to help him back him up, like just like he had Seth Rollins a year ago. But it looks like he has his hands going to be full, so I'm not sure if he's going to be helping this year because he had his eyes on Punk and maybe even Reigns, even though he thinks Roman Reigns is basically dead at this point. Like with him, with him claiming that he was threatening Adam Pearce to do what he's going to do to CM Punk like he did to Roman Reigns and stomp his driven his head right into the announce. I mean, not an announce table, the similar to steel steps like he did to Roman Reigns a month ago in February at the Royal Rumble when he smashed his head in right into the steel steps. Was it? Yeah. But yeah, like you better give me CM Punk or else you better. I think he took a page out of CM Punk's playbook, like when he told that promoter named Anthony that you better control your talent or I will, like which I believe Seth Rollins said something similar to that, saying like get him in control or I will. Like that's what Seth Rollins said. I totally forgot to point that out. Say like you want me to do like I did to Roman Reigns like back a month ago, like which Adam Pearce like recommended him not to do so. Like you just need to go back home. But yeah, like I cannot wait for next week in the steel cage match, which I can guarantee, like with everybody probably gonna be saying on their respective wrestling news videos that we could possibly see a possibility of Roman Reigns' return at next week's Raw. With they teased it right here on tonight's Raw, like with him attack with him like facing CM Punk in a steel cage match, like, and that could be the return of Roman Reigns trying to seek some revenge onto Seth Rollins for curb stomping him at the Royal Rumble, just stomping him right onto the symbol of the steel steps. But yeah, I just cannot wait. Like we just got everything like leading into the next, and I sure hope that we're gonna be seeing Sheamus could be added, like even though even though they found a different Irishman out of Finn Balor, like with him challenging Braun Breaker for into a fight. Let's hope that it's turned into a multi-man match. Like same goes for the United States Champion. Like night one would do like a oh no, like a multi-man gauntlet match, I guess you could say, for the Intercontinental Championship. While on night two, we could do a United States ladder match. Like winner that can take the titles off the top of the hooks, get to become the new United States champion. But yeah, I guess that'll be it for tonight. Like, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And what are y'all thoughts on Monday Night Raw, including the main event with Io Sky shocking the world that she's gonna become the new Women's World Champion? Let me know down in the comments section right down below. And also, please give it a like and smash the subscribe button while you're at it, and the post notification bell for more daily SNA videos. And yeah, make sure to check out my other channel at SNA Entertainment, and make sure to check out my latest animation news this Thursday, which is we're gonna be talking about like stuff from typical animation series that's currently out there to anime of the wildest and intriguing animation news stories and animation news and rumors. Let me rephrase that you assassinators need to know. And it's gonna be on the Wired animation article. But yeah, so yeah, check that out. And also, like, I hope you assassinators are gonna have a I hope you guys will have a fantastic and safe rest of your night. And also, check out my what's that called? Like my wrestling news video for tomorrow, which is going to be talking about the wildest and intriguing news stories and rumors that you assassinators need to know from I'll say the ringside news article, and also make sure to check out my NXT review video, which I totally forgot like what's going to be happening on the show. There's going to be any matches and something about. Oh yeah, it's going to be. Is it going to be like a steel cage match, like for the No, I don't think it's still. I think it's gonna be. It is gonna be an NXT North American Championship match. I believe it's gonna be Tony D'Angelo against Shawn Spears. If I'm not mistaken, that's the only match that I can think of right now. And the question I get asked here is like, is Shawn Spears gonna finally dethrone the Don? That's the only question that I'm gonna ask you, assassinators, tonight. Today, I guess that's the word of the day, like Mark Briscoe would say. And like, I hope that you assassinators, have a magnificent like rest of your night, and I will see you guys tomorrow with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin is out of here. Bye bye, my assassinators. Y'all take care and have a phenomenal, again, a phenomenal rest of your Monday night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next video, like starting things in the afternoon on Tuesday with the wrestling news, and then eventually in that evening for NXT, and then the days keep going and going and going until like if there's some very important commitments. I'm gonna have to postpone it to another day. But yeah, but again, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.